Hello. So today I just want to do a quick little video answering a question that someone asked me the other day, which was, can I heal if I don't have a diagnosis? And we know with chronic autoimmune disease and other types of chronic illness too, but specifically chronic autoimmune disease, it takes an average of 4 years for someone to get a diagnosis. Some people get one really quickly, but that statistic is really gathered from people that might be experiencing more vague symptoms like fatigue or brain fog or aches and pains or just feeling unwell, feeling drained, feeling tired, and aren't able to get an accurate or timely diagnosis. And the reason for this is because our medical system is really a disease-focused system. So what you learn in medical school, among many, many, many different things, and also what I learned in nursing as well, is really to identify a disease state and diagnose someone with a disease. And this sounds kind of obvious, but when you really get how you have to fit into a certain diagnosis category or a certain diagnosis box, you can see how sometimes these more vague symptoms or more systemic autoimmune symptoms that we have might not fit into this neat and tidy disease category. And I know that has been the case for me over the course of my life dealing with chronic autoimmune issues. And I have a lot of clients who encounter the same things and have similar experience. You might even find that you go to your doctor with some of these complaints and you might get blood work done, or they might do your vitals or look at a couple different things, and your blood work really might not reflect the disease state in terms of the categories that they have defined for that. So example one, really common one, is Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You might go to the doctor and your TSH level, if that's the only marker, thyroid marker that they're checking, might be within normal limits for that conventional medical system. So you have all these other symptoms such as fatigue, weight gain, lethargy, feeling cold, maybe your hair texture is changing. But since you don't fit into this diagnostic category with the diagnostic criteria, you aren't diagnosed with a disease. And so sometimes that can translate into, okay, just monitor and come back when things get worse, i.e. when things have progressed enough to put you into a disease state where we can identify something and do something about it. And really that's a pretty tough place to be. And so a lot of times when I work with clients, that's the place where I like to help support people, where if the practitioner or doctor says, come back when things get a bit worse, we can intervene and say, well, where are you at now? And how can we support your body so things don't get worse? In fact, so things get better. And having a diagnosis of disease is really, really helpful, as you can see, in our conventional medical system, because it carries a lot of weight and it allows us to get the right medications. It allows us to get reimbursed by insurance sometimes. It allows us to have a clear plan of action and a path to healing because you have a diagnosis. So a diagnosis is really worthwhile and really important, but it's not necessarily everything. So when I was speaking to this person who was telling me that they hadn't been able to get a diagnosis, but they are experiencing all these different symptoms, they're feeling really, really tired, their digestion is off, they know that there's some inflammation going on in the body, there's some joint pain, but they don't have a diagnosis, so they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do next. And what I want to tell you today is that when we look at these foundational aspects of health that include things like proper nutrition, hydration, sleep, stress and resilience, relationships, trauma, all of these different things that encompass the foundations of health for us, it doesn't matter what the disease diagnosis is at the top to be able to address some of these things. And that really goes against kind of the paradigm or thought process we have in our current medical system right now. But if you are somewhere where you have not gotten a formal diagnosis, but you know that you aren't feeling well, that there's inflammation in your body, that you're totally exhausted, you can still benefit from taking a look at these foundational pieces and really supporting your body to function more optimally. That's what functional medicine means, or functional nutrition means, is supporting the body systems to function more optimally. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can start now. And I always like to say, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. So really look into some of these pieces, look into proper nutrition, look into digestive health, troubleshoot your sleep, understand how stress is affecting you, and work to manage stress and improve resilience on a daily basis. Take a look at your relationships, what's going on in your world, in your life, that might be draining you or affecting how you feel or affecting your baseline of health. These are all really worthwhile practices. And so in that sense, it doesn't matter if we have a formal diagnosis of one thing or another. Really, it matters where are we at right now in this moment, and what can we do to improve our health and help support this foundation. So if you need help with these separate pieces, these foundational pieces, that is where I work. And like I said, I love in this area where someone might be told, okay, you don't have this disease state, or, you don't have liver disease, or your labs don't show that you have a thyroid condition or any of these things, but you don't feel right in your body. It's good. We know what the blood work is showing, but how can we work to support you where you're at right now? And that involves having more tools in the toolkit. That's what it is all about, is just having more tools in the toolkit. So that's the area that I love to work, because that's the area that gets missed in our conventional medical system, that when I was working as a registered nurse in many different settings, I had a really hard time with. And that's why I do this work now, because I saw time and time again people not getting the care they needed in this specific area. So really going through things like understanding what food works for you and your body, improving digestion so you can actually absorb and utilize that food, supporting your entire body system, supporting your liver, supporting your hormones, really troubleshooting sleep, and most importantly, managing your stress response and understanding how your nervous system and your adrenals and all of this are affected by what we do on a daily basis. So, like I said, it can feel a little bit overwhelming if you're in this place and you're thinking, okay, I know I need to do all these things. What do I need to do next? And that's where I come into play. That's where I can absolutely help you. So I always offer free 30-minute discovery calls for us to have a chance to chat, just to hear more about you, what's been going on for you, what's worked and what hasn't. And I tell you more about myself as well, and typically how I work. And it's a time for us to just see if that feels like a good fit, if really I can support you for what you're wanting to achieve. And I have seen, just working in this space, I have seen clients who have been to so many different practitioners, so many different doctors over like 15-year period of time. And when we really take a second to say, okay, let's stop chasing this piece of it. Let's ground into where you are right now and how we can support your body right now. And we start to make some of these simple yet powerful shifts and changes. It's a total game changer. And people have amazing outcomes, because by taking the time to understand where you're at right now and really learn deeply how to take care of yourself, especially if you have chronic illness or autoimmune disease, you need to learn how to take care of yourself in a way that might be different than your neighbor, that might be different than your coworkers. And being able to learn these tools And I guide you through this so you come out the other end feeling so confident, like you know exactly what works for you and what doesn't. And you have this empowered way of being. You know exactly what to give yourself, and you know no matter what, you'll be able to understand where you are in the present moment and what you need to give yourself in order to feel better. So it's really, really powerful. And like I said, I'm happy to chat more if you're interested and any of this resonates with you. If you're like, yes, this is where I'm at right now, I need support, super happy to chat. So you can head to my website, christinatidwell.com, and you can just book in a call there. Or you can email me at info@christinatidwell.com, and we can find a time to chat and I can hear more about what's going on for you. So I hope that is helpful. Just to answer the question, can I heal if I don't have a diagnosis? And the answer is absolutely yes.